Hey there, Aquarius! Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. So we're going to start out with the Supernatural deck, and we're going to pull 3 cards, past, present, and future. Your first card is going to be the answer to the question. So if you don't have a question in mind, go ahead and pause the video and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Think of your question, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Alright, and I'm shuffling in 12s today because I've just been seeing the number 12 everywhere I look. So your first card is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Your second card, this is your present situation, the Page of Swords. So you might be dealing with someone young who doesn't really know much about what's going on in their life. For the Wheel of Fortune, that has to do with, mainly luck. It's the card of luck, but just remember, that song about the gambler. You gotta know when to hold 'em, right? Know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Alright, so luck only lasts for so long. Alright, so for your final outcome, we've got the High Priestess, which is Rowena, reversed. So you might have someone in your life who is possibly, a force to be reckoned with. Alright, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and pull a couple more cards here. I've got this new deck, which has all the planets, all the houses, and quite a few cards that have to do with Greek gods and goddesses. And they're associated with, I want to say they're associated with, it looks like a planet, but maybe it's like a comet or something. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is your love reading. Alright, so for the Wheel of Fortune, in the answer to your question, we also have the 9th house. Alright, the 9th house in astrology, I'm trying to get these words out, which I think is a Sagittarius. Alright, and then for your, underneath your Page of Blades, which is like a young guy who's kind of, maybe he's not very experienced, he's just young, and he might accidentally make some rash decisions. So this is your present and current situation. You're dealing with someone like this. They may not actually be a young person, but they just might be acting young and foolish. Alright, and then for the card that goes right along with that in your current and present situation, we have Aquarius. Alright, I read that card last week, so we're probably just going to go over the basics of it again. Alright, one jumped out, Cancer, and that's underneath the High Priestess. Alright, and let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look at these cards, alright? So, the Wheel of Fortune, I like to think of it as the eye of the storm. So, during a hurricane, the eye of the storm is not really affected. After the hurricane, though, there may not be anything left at the eye of the storm. So that might receive the most amount of destruction. So you could be in a safe place for now, but you have to be careful because the Wheel of Fortune could change luck. You could change your outcome very quickly. Alright, so let's take a look at the Wheel of Fortune here. Reversed. Alright, so the Wheel of Fortune represents a twist of fate or a major change in luck, such as the ones brought about by the legendary lucky rabbit's foot, which showers the person who possesses it with amazing speed and good fortune until they lose it. So reversed, it says the momentum of the Wheel of Fortune stalled when it's reversed. You're stagnant, you're stuck, you're digging in your heels, refusing to move forward. Instead of fearing change, embrace it and make transitions go more smoothly. Okay, so that's pretty close to what I said. But yeah, definitely, it's okay to move forward. You know, even if it's going to be a bumpy ride, you know, just be careful and move forward. No sense in staying stagnant, right? And then we've got the 9th house, which I'm pretty positive is associated with Sagittarius. Yes, and Jupiter, a fire card. The reading is, as the house of knowledge, this card is letting you know that it's the right time to look outside of your comfort zone and explore new subjects. What have you always been interested in learning, but you were too afraid to explore it because you didn't think it was appropriate? Question mark. A book can transport you anywhere in the world. These days, even an app on your phone can teach you a new language. Stop putting off learning the things that you want to know. Maybe you have a special skill or an interesting viewpoint that can help others. Knowledge isn't relegated to a single person or idea. We continuously take old ideas and build upon them until they work with where we are now as individuals and societies. So, I wanted to go ahead and mention that Mercury's retrograde. So that puts us in quite a situation. You may be feeling a lot of fight or flight mode. You might run into exes or old friends, frenemies. You do not have to open that door back up. Okay? You can leave it closed. You do not have to initiate conversation. Alright? Keywords: knowledge, truth, discover, society, build, learn, and teach. Alright, and then we've got the Page of Blades upright, which is the man who is a prophet in this particular TV series. And the Page of Swords is associated with Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So this could be talking about you here, Aquarius. And it says, oh, Page of Blades, I'm sorry. I'm looking in the wrong section over here. Okay, the Page of Blades. Upright. The Page of Blades represents an intelligent but inexperienced young person. Kevin Tran finds himself in over his head as he becomes suddenly embroiled in the supernatural world as a prophet of God. The Page of Blades advises you to recognize both your talents and your skills while acknowledging when you need help or guidance. Alright, so if you're finding yourself in a stagnant situation and you're not really wanting to ask for help, Aquarius, and I know my Aquarius friends rarely ever reach out and ask me for help, so they may feel like they don't need any help, But sometimes, if you are friends of an Aquarius, or you are, you know, let your people know what you're going through, and I guarantee you they will come through for you, okay? And then right underneath that, we've got the Aquarius card. So that's no surprise. Let's take a look and see what it says. Alright, I read this one last week, so if you watched my videos last week, you can go back and listen to the entire reading if you want more information, okay? But I'm just going to read just the reading, not the astrology. But like I said, if you really want more information on this card, you can go back to last week's reading. And at the very end of the video, I went through each sign and their card that's associated with their sign in this new deck I got. Alright. Okay, so in the reading, retreating into your own world is what Aquarius wants you to do. When it appears in a reading, too often we absorb and internalize other people's emotions and neuroses, and it's time for you to rid yourself of them. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb for an entire 24/7 and have yourself a staycation. The appearance of Aquarius can also mean that it is time to loosen up and get a little crazy. You are being given the opportunity to be as out there and unpredictable as you want to be. If you are someone who always plays it safe, then you're being offered a free pass to experiment. Make sure that you leap into the water. Now is not the time for waiting. W-A-D-E, waiting. Alright, invention, rebellion, humanitarian, social, offbeat, temperamental, cold, and neurotic. Alright, so neurotic is, that's something that we all have to deal with every now and then, especially during Mercury Retrograde. I've already had my neurotic episode for the week before I realized Mercury was in retrograde. Now I'm biting my tongue and trying to realize that, just because I'm feeling fight or flight doesn't mean that I have to fight or flight, okay? So just calm down, take 3 deep breaths, and let's read this High Priestess reversed. So the High Priestess reversed is Rowena, and she is a devilish witch. Literally, she turns into the queen. Okay, if you have not seen the end of Supernatural, you probably aren't going to want to watch the rest of this here reading. And little spoilers won't kill you, though. Alright, so the High Priestess. The High Priestess, like Rowena, is a powerful, magical figure who is known to have a lot going on beneath the surface. Reversed, Rowena is a master of manipulation and she is ruthless in the pursuit of what she wants. Beware of getting caught up in someone else's scheme. Are you sure that you're seeing things as they really are? Now is not the time to ignore your gut feelings. If something doesn't feel quite right, it probably isn't. Alright, so that's definitely for sure. Follow your gut instincts, don't ignore it. And then below that we've got Cancer. So this is in your final outcome. So for your final outcome, it says, be wary of manipulations, okay? Someone might be lying to you or just trying to win you over with sweet lies. Rowena was kind of known for doing what, whenever you ask her for help, she will help you, but then whenever the time comes and she needs you to do her a favor, it might be more than you bargained for. Okay, so your final outcome, Cancer, the crab. Alright, so this says, the crab asks that you molt from your shell and be vulnerable. In the realm of emotions, it's okay to bring your armor with you in case you need a retreat, but taking these first steps is important to your growth. Self-care is more than just working on your exterior. It takes vulnerabilities. It takes vulnerability and creativity. The path to tranquility is not a straight line. Sometimes you need to take a few steps to the side and observe your feelings or the feelings of others. Just resist the urge to act on the offensive. Lashing out may feel like self-preservation, but you'll end up hurting the people that you care about. Key words: nurture, mother, protect, tender, receptive, insecure, moody, grudges, and smothering. So you might have this smothering motherly figure who is quite possibly trying to manipulate you. Or, let me see what the High Priestess sign is associated with. The High Priestess is associated with what zodiac sign? Virgo. So this person could be a Virgo, or it might be someone who just acts like a Virgo. Excuse me. So Cancer and Virgo have this in common, that they're both very motherly and very, they want your best, they have your best interests at heart, but sometimes they can come across very harsh whenever they're trying to get these points across to you, okay? So if it's in your love life and you're feeling this, you might have like your lover is you're the motherly one, and you might feel like you have too much on your plate as this motherly figure. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a couple cards for solidifiers. I actually have a spiffy little witchy deck over here, and I rarely ever use it, but being that we've got Rowena right there, and I'm just going to pull some witchy cards for you. Alright, so right here with the Wheel of Fortune and the 9th house, you might be craving justice. It says, justice. Care about justice and feeling pain. If you hear or see something, or you're feeling a discord, then be sure to lean towards positive energy. Okay? That's right there next to your 9th house and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and then the Page of Blades, which has to do with this young or person who acts kind of young and stupid, who quite possibly is an Aquarius, because here in the present situation, you might be dealing with possibly an Aquarius who's acting kind of young and dumb, not really not dumb, but reactive, they may be acting like, and right now during Mercury Retrograde, probably everybody's acting like this, alright? And then your witchy card that goes with it is precognition, one who can see the future events that can predict the future. So this might be you, Aquarius, who's getting a glimpse of something that might go wrong. You're seeing, hey, something's not right. Something's not adding up. So let's take a look at this last. Alright, so you got the motherly figure who's possibly manipulating you. Maybe even a Virgo or a Cancer. So Virgo's an earth sign, Cancer's a water sign. And Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cleanse your home, yourself. You are sacred, and you will let your boundaries protect it. All right, let me read that again. Cleanse your home and yourself. You are sacred, and you will let boundaries protect it. All right, so this is saying that when this person comes to you and asks you for too much, and you may even feel like a motherly figure who wants to take care of them, it says to cleanse your home and yourself. You are sacred, and you will let your boundaries protect you. So you're going to have to lay down some boundaries on somebody. So I have to be honest, this screams narcissism. This screams narcissism. Okay, so I'm going to pull a narcissist card, but I got to be honest with you. I put all my cards in one deck for my narcissist cards. So I added psycho killers into my narcissist cards. So this does not necessarily mean that anybody you know is a psycho killer, but it is a wake-up call that we don't know what other people are going through. If we get one of these cards, and we did, all right, we've got underneath your Wheel of Fortune, got your 9th house and Justice. We also have Jeffrey Dahmer, drug-addled necrophiliac who is living with his grandmother and killing people. We're not going to go into all the details on that, okay? But yeah, I would say that, you know, this right here, this Justice card, and then right after it we've got this Narcissist card. You know, you might be craving some kind of justice for something that somebody who's wronged you. And it might be a Gemini. Because it says that Jeffrey Dahmer was a Gemini. So you might have a Gemini who's, or actually, this could also be suggesting that right now we're in Mercury Retrograde in Gemini. Mercury Retrograde is in Gemini right now. And that can make you crazy. I mean, I legit went all kind of crazy just last week just because somebody was spraying some smelly goods that I didn't like. Totally crazy over it. Okay? What are you doing? So just know that right now, during Mercury Retrograde, I'm not saying that you should let people run over you just because the planets aren't lining up just so. That is absolutely why I made this deck, because I really didn't like how a lot of people make excuses for bad relationships, bad friendships, bad jobs, and they're like, oh, well, the moon is full, or so-and-so planets are retrograde. Okay, then we've got the criticism. So this is a pattern, a relationship pattern. Okay, so assuming that this is your love reading, Page of Blades is going to be, you might be dealing with a man who's acting, you know, just like he doesn't really consider the consequences of his actions until it's far too late. And you may even see it coming, Aquarius. It says, Page of Blades, Aquarius card, precognition. You saw it coming. And what exactly did you see coming? Criticism. Alright, so how to react without criticism. Allow yourself some space. Use discernment. Share with trustworthy people. Communicate with clarity and empathy and compassion. Take responsibility. So this is if you're the one who's having this criticism. But what if you're the one who's dealing with the criticism? Alright, so it is imperative to take criticism and really soak it up and make sure that you're not the catalyst of a bad pattern. So this actually is the first step in the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse by John Gottman. And he is a psychotherapist for relationships. And he says that just watch your tone, and you can avoid putting this. Basically, it's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse of your marriage. All right, criticism is the first step. All right, y'all, I'm gonna have to cut it short, but definitely just watch what you're saying, and y'all have a good night.